Hi, this is Joe Holtz with Casco Marine, and welcome to the Bantam Air Diffusers training module. At the end of this module, you'll be asked to take a short quiz to verify your participation. In this training, we're going to introduce Bantam Air and talk about proper sizing and what type of ponds it works best in. So what is Bantam Air? Bantam Air is Casco's line of small, shallow water pond diffused aeration systems. It's going to work on the same type of principle as Robust Air, where it uses a compressor pushing air through a line to a diffuser head, and as those bubbles rise through the water column, they carry water from the bottom up to the surface. But it's designed for these small, shallow water ponds. It's going to use a linear diaphragm compressor instead of piston compressors that we use in Robust Air. It's going to use weighted tubing and one of two different size diffuser heads. They are going to be different size and different shape than the Robust Air, but made of the same material. And then finally, if there's more than one diffuser head, there'll be a manifold with it as well. So why does Casco offer Bantam Air? The main reason, it fills out our line and gets us into a number of ponds that our other products just didn't address very well. It's going to be the right sized and right priced product for these small, shallow ponds. It offers very minimal surface disturbance, which some customers want. They don't want a lot of stuff at surface splashing or fountain displays. It's very simple and user-friendly design and packaging for off-the-shelf sale, and really at the price points that these are at, almost an impulse sale. And there are a lot of ponds out there that could benefit from some sort of aeration that's inexpensive to purchase and operate and is very quiet to operate. So that's where Bantam Air really shines, really fits a need in the market. So where should you look for opportunities for Bantam Air? Again, it's going to be the small, shallow ponds, thinking water garden up to about a half acre or less. Where the Robust Air systems, even the smallest, the Robust Air 1, is just too large or too expensive for the customer's budget. The main limiting factor on these is going to be depth. These compressors are pressure sensitive, and depth is the key factor here. So depending on the size system, we're talking 6 feet or less with these. They are perfect for the do-it-yourself homeowner because they are very easy to purchase, assemble, install, and operate. Even for the pond aeration novice, they can buy, assemble, install, and have these running all in the same afternoon. So if you've gone through the Robust Air training in the past, you might be thinking to yourself, why are we suggesting bottom aeration in a shallow water? Isn't that contradictory to what we were taught earlier? And it is. Bottom aeration works better in deeper water. Robust Air is designed to move a lot of water in these deep water applications and do a very good job at it. However, there are a lot of shallow water ponds that Robust Air just doesn't work very well in, and for another, some other reason or another, surface aeration just isn't an option. And that's where Bantam Air is going to come into play. So why would you look at Bantam Air versus a surface unit, say an AF unit? First is going to be the price. Bantam Air is priced very inexpensively for these small ponds, especially when you're thinking of using a half horsepower in a pond that's a tenth of an acre. Bantam Air is going to be very cost effective. Next is the sound. Even though there's no motor sound coming from a surface aerator, there's that splashing of the water, and Bantam Air is not going to have that splashing. You're going to have very minimal sound coming out of these compressors. Surface disturbance is another one. Very minimal surface disturbance. Sometimes these small ponds, customers don't want something splashing. They don't want a fountain display out there. So Bantam Air is a good option there. Very low operational costs. You'll see in a chart coming up, fraction of the price to operate these compared to larger fountains and aerators, that sort of thing. And then to the last point here, many small ponds just don't need as much oxygen as what even the smallest AF unit would create. So these will fit a niche that even our current smallest unit would not address very well. So the components included in Bantam Air, first you have the compressor. These are going to vary in size depending on the system, and we do offer these individually. You can learn more about them in the Tyke Air training module, but all of them are going to be very quiet, efficient, and cost effective. They include rubber feet on them to absorb some of that vibration to keep them quiet. They have a stainless steel clamp for easy assembly. They produce very high flow with minimal electrical input. And then finally they have this enclosure included on them that make them stand up to a lot of environments very easily. Now if you do put these outside, you want to have some sort of roof over it to keep the weather off of it as much as possible, but It's not like a piston compressor where you need to have that in a nice, clean, sealed up pump house with good ventilation, that sort of thing. These can withstand a little bit more rough environments. You're going to have the diffusers with these. Now, it's going to be one of two different sizes, either the small at 27 inches or the large at 39 inches, and it's going to be made of the same material as the Robust Aire diffusers are made of. The base is a little bit different than Robust Aire. It's a self-weighted coated stainless steel base, which makes assembly and installation a breeze. You just pop it in there, throw it in the pot, it sinks down to the bottom, and you're set. Manifold, if you have more than one diffuser, you have manifold with it, and then finally tubing. The 3/8 inch weighted tubing and length is going to be based on the system. So here's the Bantam Aire kits. The BA1 through the BA4, you can see the number of diffusers, diffuser size, compressor, standard tubing, and then which manifold is included. So for example, the BA1 has one diffuser. It's a small size diffuser, and it uses the TA, Tyke Aire 40L, 40 liter per minute compressor. You can have a single length of 25 foot 3/8 inch tubing, and since it's only one diffuser, you don't need a manifold. Drop all the way down to the BA4, it's going to be 4 diffusers, the large size diffuser, using the 120 liter per minute compressor, and you're going to have 4 50-foot lengths of the 3/8 inch tubing and a 4-station flow control manifold. So here's a chart showing the proper sizing for these systems. And again, these are on our website, so you can download them. But for example, the BA1 and the BA2, we're limited to 4 foot of depth. So that's the maximum depth these can be used at. But they're for small ponds, and most of the time that's not an issue. So the BA1 is designed for up to 8,000 gallons. The BA2 is from 8,000 to 16,000 gallons. You can see that last column there, the watts consumed, very minimal power consumption on these. When we go to the BA3 and the BA4, the larger compressors give us a little bit more pressure, so we're able to go to 6 foot max depth. The BA3 is designed for up to 1/4 acre, the BA4 up to 1/2 acre. Again, very minimal power consumption. With price points from the BA1 at under $300 up to the BA4, which is under $900, they fit a nice price point for a consumer with a small backyard pond, 1/2 acre or less, that wants some aeration in there and for some reason or another does not want surface aeration. So this fits a need in the market, and it should be a lot of opportunities for off-the-shelf sale for you. Thank you for your attention during this training module. As always, please feel free to contact us with any questions, and please stay tuned for the quiz that's going to follow. Thank you.